Okay, if you purchased a vinyl decal kit, it'll come with your glass with the measurement guidelines to match the decal that you purchased. It'll also come with your application tool. You're going to want a ruler, a pen, tweezers, a scissor, some window cleaner, and a paper towel. First, take your decal and your application tool and you want to rub the vinyl and the transfer tape to make sure that the vinyl adheres well to the transfer tape, so when you peel it off, it doesn't hook onto the paper. Next, you want to take your ruler and your pen and make your straight line. Okay. Once that's done, take your glass. You want to kind of make sure there's no dust or lint on there. And take my decal, and I'm going to trim it. I don't like to put it directly on or else it tends to not be straight. Trim my decal. But don't trim the edges because you're going to want to be able to hold on to it for application. You're going to notice that on this decal and some of the other ones, some of the letters like the K will drop down a little lower. So you're going to want to remove using your paper towel. You're going to want to take off a little bit of the black line so that it doesn't show up when under your decal. It's not nearly as important when you have black, but if you have another color, it'll show through, when you're done. So you want to line it up so that that K lines up in that opening that you just made. Now use your guidelines to line up your decal. Don't put your decal directly on the line. You just want to use it as a guide. You can rub the decal a little bit, but try to avoid touching the glass where you're going to want to put more decals on so you don't get any fingerprints. Now I'm going to remove the black dots because I don't want them for this decal. I'm going to use the color dots when I'm done. Trim it again, and again your K is going to drop a little bit lower. So you're going to want to take your paper towel again. You kind of line up your two lines so you can keep it centered. And you can see where your K is going to kind of hang down a little bit, and you want to take your paper towel and rub that spot off again. Peel back the paper. Line up your lines that you drew. Make sure your K is going to end up in that opening. Again, use the guidelines, but don't put the vinyl on top of the line. Okay, I'm just going to continue it for each one of these individual lines. Line up your line that you made through your decal and use your guidelines again. Okay. And your last one. Line your lines up again. Okay, so now you're going to take your color dot, and I like to use a tweezer. There's enough application tape that if you wanted to, you could use it and put it on with just by hand, but I like to use a tweezer. So I take the dot and I find the center line again and then put it centered between the two lines. Okay, now I'm going to take my application tool and I'm going to rub your decal. Make sure you don't dig in. You just want to kind of push at an angle. You don't want to dig into the vinyl. You just want to smooth it down and have it adhere to the glass well. Okay, you're going to remove the transfer tape. And you want to remove from each line. Make sure you peel back at an angle and peel slow just in case your vinyl didn't adhere all the way. Then you can lay it back down and rub again if you need to. Okay, now your application is done. Now we take paper towel, and you can use Windex or window cleaner or water if you like. I like to use window cleaner, but you just need a little bit just to get your cloth just a little bit damp. And I just take a small piece so I can wipe off my guidelines. You can see it comes off pretty clean, no problem. You don't have to rub, it just wipes it right off. Okay. And there's your finished glass.